Hey everybody, so I'm back today with just a third work in progress on my natives for Musket and Tomahawks that I'm doing for the Get It Painted Challenge. So yeah, I worked quite a bit on these this weekend, but then ended up having a number of days work after that and just doing stuff around the house. So just done some things this morning. I'm still working on the base paint. I'm just about done with base painting, and so I'll just show you a couple of them. So I have put a little bit of detail onto the feathers, and I did do a bit of dry brushing on the fur. I used a brown, and then I used a little bit of oranges and then some grays just on the edges and the bottoms, just to try to create a bit of a wear, like a look of wearing, where the would be hitting the ground or on the getting more wear and tear because of creasing and things, or not creasing but brushing up against stuff. And so here's another example of where I've done a little bit of the dry brushing there. Now, one of the things that I realized when painting these guys is, if you look back on the prior videos, you'll see that I'd painted this side of what I believed now to be a hat skin color, because I thought it was just a headband with just sort of like a mohawk originally. But then the more I looked at it, it looked very cone shaped, and I thought, could it really be that the sculptor made their head shape kind of like cones? And I thought, the more I looked at it, I thought, I think these are hats, and I'd never seen hats like these before. And so I did a little bit of research, and I found out that they do indeed have traditional hats. Now they may be beyond the Iroquois in the Woodland Indians, but certainly the Iroquois did have hats like these, and I'll throw up a couple of pictures. So these pictures are from various sites, some cultural sites and some from just almost like museum pictures and things like that. And you'll notice that I even threw up one of them is more of just a traditional, like a headdress, a Woodland Indian headdress, which I'd never seen before. Because I'm much more familiar with the big headdresses of the Western Plains Indians that I would see in a lot of the cowboy movies when I was a kid. And so I wasn't really as familiar with these, but these were used, these kinds of headwear. And so I thought it was really cool because out of all of the models that I have for natives, for Musket and Tomahawks, these are the only two that I believe have this. So there's 12 models that focus on Iroquois. These are 6 of them right there, and they're the only 2 of this set, and none of the other set have this sort of headwear. So I thought that was really neat. None of the Delawares have it, and to my knowledge from looking at them, none of the 20-plus model of generic Woodland Indians have them. And so it's really neat how they just sort of threw those in there. That's another reason why I just like these models so much, and they just have so much character to them. And so yeah, I have just some details definitely to do, like some of the knives, and I have the powder horn and a couple bags here and there, and some ropes, straps for, or more like strings, lining to carry these things to run across the jackets. It still has to be done. And then pretty soon, once I've finished some of those last final details, I'll get on to doing some washes. But I'll just maybe show another guy here. So still quite a bit of work to do before I get onto those finishing stages, but that is my update. So talk to you guys later.